chat with everyone today about our past life karmic readings that we now offer in the online store, and just kind of give you my own personal testimony why I think it's very imperative that everyone has this reading done, as it can answer a lot of questions that you may have had your whole life. I know me personally, I've always been spiritually inclined. As a child, I was able to speak, communicate with spirits. I always had dreams and visions. A lot of magical things, so to speak, would happen around me, and I never fully understood why it was this way. In fact, in this incarnation, I was raised by a devout Christian. A lot of my uncles had their own churches, so I come from a very religious background. So this was not something that I was taught. My mother was not into any kind of witchcraft or anything like that. The only thing I ever saw her doing was reading and praying and going to church all the time. So these were just gifts that I was just born with, and I never really understood it. And I do believe that some people in my family were a little afraid, just simply because, the church shuns anything that has to do with divination and spiritual type things. So, long story short, I began to study astrology later on in life and began to learn more about karma and learn about past lives. And so I actually did this reading on myself, and come to find out, as I suspected, that in my past life, I was a very, very high priestess. So basically, I would have been considered what you would call a witch today, based on Christian standards. And somehow in my last life, I was able to already master a lot of these things. So that's the reason why it seems like it's just innate. I don't have to go off and do any rituals. I haven't had to be initiated into any kind of spiritual practice. Spirits just automatically are attracted and they begin to talk to me. Like, for example, when we decided to open and start the Golden Race, the spirit told me to create a mystery school. And I'm like, okay, a mystery school? What in the world am I going to put in a mystery school? And the spirit's like, don't worry about it. We got you. We'll help you put it together. And sure enough, every course that I put together, everything that I've done has all been spiritually inspired. It's not coming from me. I'll give you another example. I remember when I was in college, and I was working, and I had a course, and if I would have failed this course, I would have had to basically repeat that level again. So long story short, I did not have a chance to study. So it was time for me to take the test, and then at the time I was a Christian, so I prayed about it, and the spirit was like, I got you. And do you know, when I sat down to take that test, it was like somebody was talking in my inner ear telling me A, C, B, A, whatever. And I ended up getting an A on the exam. Had not studied, had missed courses, had missed classes, and I passed. So those are the types of gifts that I've just always had. And even recently, a lot of the Loa have been reaching out. And I didn't even know who the Loa were, because like I said, I was raised by a Christian. So the spirit told me to talk to my husband's friend. They said, talk to your husband's friend. He'll be able to tell you what's been happening with you and who these spirits are that's coming to you. And so I reached out to him. Lo and behold, his family practices voodoo. He said that his grandfather was a high priest. And so he was actually raised under that, and he knew exactly who these spirits were. He was naming them off, and he was telling me, he said, look, you've got to be blood related, because these forces do not just work with anybody. You're connected to them, or they wouldn't be coming to you. All right. So again, your past life can definitely affect this incarnation. So if you've been noticing some things, some gifts, some abilities, different things that you have within this lifetime that obviously did not stem from this lifetime, then that means it's something that happened in a previous lifetime that's affecting this lifetime. And these readings will help you to be able to identify what it is, figure out what karmic debt you're carrying with you, and what it is you're supposed to be doing within this lifetime, so that you can successfully complete this incarnation and move on to the next one. So I'm very excited to be able to offer these to you. They are highly accurate. We do not sell anything that we have not already tried and tested on myself, my spouse, our children, and family and friends, okay? Because I don't want to just be giving stuff out. Stuff doesn't work. So I make sure that before we offer anything to you, we've already tried it for ourselves, and I guarantee you it works. Same thing with the Tsar. His personality type did not come from this incarnation. He's nothing like his family. But whenever we did the past life reading, It's obvious who he is, where he came from, and why he acts the way he acts. Like, he is very, very, very strict, very disciplined as far as his diet, his body is concerned. He's the kind of person that never cheats. You know how most people, they're supposed to be healthy, but they might have a cookie or a piece of cake. This brother don't do that. He is extremely health conscious. His family, if you meet them, a lot of them are not health conscious, and they think he's kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because he's so health conscious. So we knew that this was something that stemmed over from a past life. Lo and behold, it did. Okay, so if you want to know more about your past life, what karma you hold, definitely go ahead and get that report done.